Hold on to your shorts because we're making Philly cheesesteak hash. We made Philly cheesesteak pizza. We did a Korean cheesesteak bulgogi burrito in a Korean Airlines hangar. Continuing our Breakfast Around the World series, this comes from Canada, my homeland. My original homeland, from a restaurant called White Spot. I grew up going to White Spot. I love it, love it, love it, love it. It's not quite the same now as it was when I was a kid, but it still holds a very important place in my heart. And what's really fun, I never had this before. Saw it on the menu at the end of my last visit there and I went, I should have had that. But now we're gonna make it. There's mushrooms, there's onions, there's peppers, there's spinach, there's crispy little potatoes, and then there's the cheesesteak business that we're gonna start marinating, and that begins with cutting a little New York. There's a little New York. Look, you could use almost anything, this New York. And I tell you all the time, when you wanna cut a steak thin, what's the thing to do, boys?
Freeze it.
Stick in the freezer for a half hour, 45 minutes. Look, I forgot to. It's all right, I got a good knife. So I'm just gonna get rid of this fat here. This little piece, and some of this on the side. Now we'll just cut super thin pieces like this till we have enough. You get the idea? Cut away. This goes into our bowl. I'm making one person's worth, and now we'll add the following. Give it a little oil, a little shot of Worcestershire. Oh, for God's sakes. Wait, that was too much. Hold on, I gotta get some of that out. Shit, I forgot. The little cap is off. There we go, perfect. And now a couple other things. Salt and pepper, of course. Gonna give it a little squeezed garlic. Why wouldn't you? A little onion powder. And in an untraditional move, curry powder. No, I'm only kidding. Little red pepper flake. This we can mix. All right, let this sit. 15, 20 minutes, whatever, 10 minutes, whatever you got will be great. In the meantime, we'll get some potatoes happening and some veggies. All right, we got our double pan set up. Each pan gets a little shot of oil. In the first pan, I've taken 2 Yukon Gold potatoes. I've cut them into a little dice, boiled them until they were soft. And now in they go. And these are gonna get beautifully golden brown over the next 10 minutes or so. On this side, we're gonna get some vegetables happening. And we'll begin with some yellow onion. I know it looks like white onion, but it is yellow. Some red pepper. I've got mushrooms and spinach to follow, which I know the spinach is not traditional. Max has already pointed that out, but they're Canadians. They're about as far from Vancouver, the West Coast, about as far away from Philly as you can get. So what do they know? But while they're making it wrong, they're really polite about it.
They have their milk in bags.
They have their milk in bags. What does that mean? All right, over the next few minutes, keep tossing, keep turning. You want these to start to get nice and brown. Once they've all got some oil on them, I'm talking the potatoes first, you can just leave them to get color on one side. And then we'll come back and we'll start moving them. But these guys can take some moving around. So pay attention, we'll let you know when you need to see something. Okay, well I thought I had other mushrooms and I don't. Max will cry a little bit, but we'll put a tiny bit more oil in the onions and peppers and throw in a little handful of shiitakes. Let these start to soften a little bit. And while they do, have a look at these potatoes. They're gonna be on the bottom. So let's give them a little salt and pepper, a little garlic powder, another little shot of oil as that starts to burn. Wow, these guys are getting really close. Don't forget, they were already cooked. So what they're doing in the pan is getting color. Let me just try one, see how it is. Insane, beautiful. Okay, a little more crisp on that. Back to our mushrooms and our onions and peppers. That's great. One more thing to add to this. The last thing in the veggies is the obviously not traditional handful of spinach. Look, Max, Canadians, they're healthy people. You know, eh? Just let it wilt in. Wow, sacre bleu, that's ready. I'm taking these guys off. When you see them next, they'll be meeting the steak. The potatoes, oh, I have an egg to poach. So let's do this. Let me give the potatoes another 2 minutes. Then we're ready. I can poach an egg and the whole thing comes together. All right, we're poaching an egg. It's a gently simmering water with a little white vinegar in it. It's like a couple tablespoons. And here's what we do. We spin the water, thereby making a minor vortex in the center. So then we take our egg that we've cracked into a small bowl and slip it in the middle. Like that, it swirls around and it keeps it from having those weird ass stringy long legs that you don't want because it doesn't look good on your poached egg. And this will now cook over the next 2 to 3 minutes to get to the perfect spot. We want a firm white, but a soft, beautifully gorgeous runny yolk. And any little stringy pieces like that You can either do that, or when it comes out, a little pair of scissors to clean it up. If you want to be fancy about it. If you don't care, then you don't care. And while we're waiting for that, let me just talk about this. This is hollandaise. Look, I can make hollandaise. I can make it from scratch, 2 ways, over a double boiler, and in a blender. Recipe is on the website if you want it. This is packaged. Sometimes you don't have to, and I think packaged hollandaise is a pretty darn good stand-in. All it is the powder mix, milk, and butter. I add extra lemon juice to tang it up a bit. And now I'll put a little salt and pepper in, and that is ready to go. We're happening. If I get my little Japanese guy, come under gently. You can see the yolk is soft, yes, but so is still some of the white, and you don't want that. So set them back in. That's gonna be a beautiful poached egg. We're there. Firm white, soft yolk, take it out, just set it on this paper towel right here. I'll put it back in the water for about 13 seconds when I need it. But let me take the water away, bring this pan with the vegetables, sizzling, and we'll do this. We'll make a spot off to the side, crank the heat, give it about 20 seconds to get hot. A little bit extra oil there, because that's where the beef is going. And in we go, just like this. You want to move this around, you want to separate the pieces, but I'm telling you, if this takes more than a minute to cook, you're doing something wrong. You don't have enough heat, you've cut your steak too thick. Look, it's halfway done. Now you can start to incorporate with the vegetables, like a few pieces, still with a little pink on them, but you smell that Worcester coming up in a good way. All right, this is there. Now it's time for the cheese, and it's very simple. A couple pieces of provolone on top. Wow. All right, I'm gonna put the meat on top. I'm gonna take this away. I'm gonna get a bowl, and we're gonna plate. Bowl, first thing in, a little mound of potatoes. Second thing in, oh my God, some of this business. Look at that. Cheese mountain. Drop the egg. Remember what I said, 13 seconds. It's still warm. Just gonna give it a quick little heat up, and it comes out. Put it on a towel, you don't want it too wet. Nestle the kid right on top. And last but not least, remember the hollandaise. Remember the Alamo. A final few grinds of pepper. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Philly cheesesteak hash, courtesy of White Spot in Vancouver, Canada, and us. And the only way to get into this would be like that. Oh, and it comes with toast. Okay, let's have a bite, shall we? Oh, you gotta get potato. You gotta get some of the whole shooting match. Okay, I gotta go for it. Oh, Canada. If there's any kids in the room right now, earmuffs. 3, 2, 1. Oh, holy fucking shit. Balls. This is goddamn amazing. The Canadians are genius. The spinach is fantastic, Max. Don't criticize my homeland people. Guys, please make this for somebody you love. And that can be you. We love you. You love you. And if you love us, hit the subscribe button. It's your free way of supporting the show. Oh my God, I gotta stop. I gotta just have more of this. Hey, and by the way, if you're a subscriber, we're giving away one of those knives every video this year to somebody that's subscribed, just for being a subscriber. We find your name, we put it on the screen like this. You reach out to us at info@thecookingguy.com. We make sure you're you, and we send you a knife. And now me, I gotta eat, because this is insane.